Philip Informative speech. People are always looking for a cheaper and cleaner way to run their cars. In today's world, there are many ways to get your fuel, whether it be from the grease from your kitchen, the corn grown around the country, or from the battery packs that help power gasoline engines. Although the alternative fuels have their advantage that could help save you money, they also have their disadvantages that could wind up costing you greatly. In this speech, I will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the three fuel types. Biodiesel, ethanol, and hybrids are all three alternative fuels that would limit our dependence on foreign oil as well as limit pollution. For the people that own diesel cars and trucks and find the increasing cost of diesel a financial burden, they should consider the alternative fuels such as biodiesel. Biodiesel is a clean burning, domestically produced fuel that can be used in new diesel engines with no changes whatsoever. It is made from 100% renewable resources like soybeans, canola, and mustard seed. It can be made from the kitchen grease from frying foods in your kitchen. Biodiesel is made from plants that are grown from the sun, and the crops are then sent to refineries where you get your food products and the products made for biodiesel that are used to make biodiesel. And then you get your glycerin and methyl esters, which is biodiesel. Then the biodiesel is sent to the gas stations and be sold as fuel. Biodiesel has its advantages. Some of them are it's domestically produced from the non-petroleum resources, and it can be used in most diesel engines. It has less air pollutants, it's biodegradable, and it's non-toxic. Some of the disadvantages are the use of blends above biodiesel 5 is not yet warranted by automakers, has a lower fuel economy and less power produced. It is currently more expensive to make and has more nitrogen oxide emissions. Biodiesel 100 is generally not suitable for use in low temperatures because it can cause your fuel to gel and cause problems with your engine. Some fuels are made strictly from agricultural crops and is cheaper to produce than regular gasoline. Ethanol is a fermented and distilled alcohol which is made from sugar and starch crops including corn, barley, and wheat. It can also be produced from sugar cane, which is grown and produced in Brazil. There's three types are E10, E15, and E85. E10 is a 10% ethanol, 90% gasoline mixture. E15 is a 15% ethanol and 85% gasoline. E85 is 85% ethanol and 15% gas. Flex fuel vehicles can run on E85, E15, or E10, or they can run strictly on regular gasoline. Ethanol is produced from the crops, which is delivered to the plants where it's put in a grinder. When they're they get took out of the grinder, they're put in cookers, then transferred to the fermenters where it's turned into alcohol, then they're shipped to the market for fuel. Some of the advantages of ethanol is it's domestically produced and reducing the need for imported petroleum. It has a lower emissions of air pollutants and is more resistant to engine knock, and the added cost of the vehicle is very small from the lot. Its disadvantages it can only be used in flex fuel vehicles, has a lower energy content resulting in fewer miles per gallon. has a limited availability and it's currently expensive to produce. There are some type of cars that run off a combination of gasoline and battery packs that are known as the hybrids. Hybrids are gas and battery powered. They can be gas or diesel, and they run off a combustion engine that turns the generator. The most common hybrid motor is the petroleum electric. The same setup for the motors can be used in trains and submarines. The hybrids run off of a combination of the combustion engine and electric motor, which is powered by the batteries, which help propel the engine. The combustion engine turns the generator, which charges the batteries. The batteries then store electricity to help power the vehicle. Some of the advantages of the hybrids are the increased fuel efficiency. They reduce the climate change from the reduced amount of emissions that are given off. And it helps lower the decrease of the dependence on foreign oils. And the government recently passed a bill stating that if you buy a hybrid vehicle, there will be no tax on the car when you buy it from the lot. Some of the disadvantages are the size of the vehicles are smaller, and if you get in a wreck, it can cause a lot of damage to the car, or you could wind up seriously injuring yourself. The expense of the cars is a great amount. The average amount of money added on to the price is $3,000, which is added on to the regular amount of the car. The cars can be hazardous from the batteries. If you get in a wreck, the batteries can bust, and it can cause you to get the acid on you, or the acid could be spilled, and you'd have to call a hazardous materials squad to come out and clean up the mess. Many motorists in today's world are swapping to the alternative fuel sources to help save money. Now that the fuel prices are rising rapidly and people are looking for a cheaper and cleaner way to run the automobiles, people are considering the alternative fuels. Biodiesel, ethanol, and hybrids are becoming more and more popular by consumers. The alternative fuels can help save money and help keep the atmosphere cleaner from all the pollutants given off from the regular gasoline engines. Even though they all have their advantages, but they have their disadvantages that can cost you greatly. It will not be long before all the fuels that we consume will be from the alternative fuels.